Hey guys, Pete the Great. After a long break, I'm back finally, and I'm starting off this streak of videos with a theory, or rather a discussion about what I think is gonna happen towards the end of Whole Cake. So first off, I'll start by explaining where we are at this current point. That means waiting for chapter 857 to come out, and then I'll give my thoughts on what has happened up till now, and finally, I will share a few of my theories about what's gonna happen in the future. And yeah, so without any further ado, let's get right into it. So where are we right now in the story? Right now, Luffy and Sanji have finally had their meeting. Even though I didn't particularly like what Sanji did in this arc to Luffy, but at least whatever, water under the bridge, I guess. And knowing Luffy, it was obviously going to be water under the bridge. He forgives him. Actually, I don't even think he forgives him. He just doesn't give a crap about what Sanji did. Beats him up and tells him speak your mind. And Sanji basically has his Ikite moment, or like Luffy Tasukete moment. So basically confirming that Sanji is a bitch. Oops. Well, you know. So he had his moment, and then now they're basically gonna wreak havoc on the wedding. So personally, I'm glad that Sanji finally said my bad, and by saying my bad, he actually stated the stuff that I had gripes with. Like him hitting his own captain with an attack that we've never even seen. I felt that it was a bit overload. Like, he used concuss. Was it concuss? I think it was like concussive, but like uh, Diable Jambe. So, yeah, I didn't really like that when it happened. But the fact that he just said my bad for it, I mean, I guess it's okay. Like, I can forgive Sanji for doing that because he himself knew it was bad. So, yeah, besides that, we have basically the whole Big Mom family appears to be really, really shitty at the moment because they've all been tricked by the Straw Hats basically into believing that they're all captured, while none of them are captured. I mean, they get reports saying that like, oh, Chopper and Carrot are captured by Brule, but Brule is not there. I mean, one could wonder why they don't ask where's Brule then, because she has them in her mirror world. She could just trap him and leave. If they know how her power works, they should expect her to be there, but she's not. But so I mean, the Big Mom family is really looking a bit stupid right now. Then you got Big Mom, who was basically toying with Brook, which was really funny. She was using him as like a pillow. She was like cuddling with him like he was a bottom pillow, and Brook was all for it, I guess. It's really funny. And so basically, after that, we get to witness. Well, it's basically a showcase of her homies. Well, her three main homies' abilities. Means Napoleon, I think, uh, Prometheus, and Zeus. We see all three of them use various attacks like heavenly fire, or just raining down lightning, or Napoleon busting out a sword from the top of his hat and attacking a fly. Um, and we see that Big Mom, as usual, is pretty carefree when she sleeps. She's basically like a good mother. But she has her dark side, but she's been showcased as a good mother recently. Um, Besides that, well, basically we have the big reveal that Brook stole the poneglyphs. Now, are they gonna get stolen back? Because yeah, we get the reveal, but he didn't reveal it only to us or to the Straw Hats. He revealed it to Brule, which means that Brule is probably gonna reveal it to Big Mom, which is gonna lead to a big mess. Considering the Straw Hats are not just gonna leave now, which they should. in my mind, they should just do it and just dip. But Sanji, being who he is, as Luffy says, he can't just leave his brothers to die. So yeah, they basically told Big Mom's crew that they have the copies, and once they wreak havoc, something's gonna go wrong, and then Brule is probably gonna escape, and then probably gonna trap the rest of the Sarats in the mirror world, and then you're gonna have to knock her unconscious, kind of like with Sugar, to free all of them. And then she's gonna tell Big Mom that they have it, and then Big Mom's she's gonna rage. So where we're at right now, the story could go a lot of different ways. But the way I think it will go is, personally, I think that there's three main forces excluding the Strats that are in conflict here. We have the Big Mom pirates, obviously, Big Mom family. We have yet to see Katakuri. So is he gonna make his appearance in this arc, or is he saving it for the arc where Big Mom gets defeated, if she does not get defeated in this arc? That will remain to be seen. Besides that, we have the Vince folks, obviously the other part of the wedding, and also we have this plotting group. I think I think it's Capone, but we do not know for sure. But I think Capone is plotting, but that leaves to a lot of speculation, because one could say Capone is plotting by himself, but then one will also be able to state that Capone is really not strong enough to plot alone. So people had thought that the Vince Smokes and Capone were in on it together, but the Vince Smokes in the last chapter pretty much seemed like they were not doing anything. They weren't plotting anything. So we see, what looks like to be Capone and two of his henchmen shoot Bobbin down. And by Bobbin's reaction, we can kind of guess that he didn't expect them to shoot him down. That means like maybe they're allies. But if they're allies, does that mean that they're necessarily Capone, or is it another faction, or is it Capone with another faction that's going to betray Big Mom? We know that Peckham's was supposedly either got caught up in it or got involved in it. So depending on the translation you read, I haven't read the official translation yet, so I'm not too sure on which side I should be. So the thing is, it all leads to Capone being a part of it, but is he the only one? I don't think so. I've seen some people think that Katakuri is actually plotting with Capone to overthrow Big Mom, because maybe he's like that serious guy, and he's fed up because, basically he sees Big Mom's family as we see it right now. Right now we're kind of like, what the fuck? There's only like Mondor, who looks like he's putting in work, but he's putting in work by like gathering false information. But at least he's trying something and not covering up and putting the family's sake above his own. But maybe Katakuri sees it that way and he's fed up and he wants out, but he can't really just ditch, so he has to have his mom be overthrown for him to just lead. Maybe he doesn't want to leave, but he wants to be the leader, so he has to either weaken Big Mom to the point where he can muster an army and defeat her, or basically just plan a coup. And I think he's planning a coup with Capone. But, I don't think so, but most people think that. I think someone is plotting a coup against Big Mom, but I don't really think it's Katakuri. The way I see it going is, obviously not Cracker, but Smoothie is going to plot a coup with Capone, because, she's been seen, and the reason she gave to not inform Big Mom was kind of iffy. Like, oh, don't she'll rage. She kind of led all the minions to that like information blackout, so maybe it was planned, maybe. I think personally that Smoothie is actually plotting against Big Mom with Capone, and that Katakuri is actually going to make his appearance as the loyal sweet commander who's going to be like, what the fuck, Smoothie? Let me put you back in your place. So we're going to have a Smoothie versus Katakuri fight, which I think will be amazing because, for a while now, we haven't had like, not top tiers, but like high tiers fight each other. And like, the only times it happens, we get it skipped. Like in Film Gold, Sabo versus Lucci, skipped. Uh, During the time skip, Akainu and Aokiji fought, skipped. Every like big fight we get, skipped. I mean, Fujitora Law and Doflamingo, you could argue it was skipped. It was skipped a lot. Like we saw the beginning with like them standing on Foothold and the meteorite destroying everything around them. That was hella cool. But after that, we saw like a few panels of Law running away from meteors, and that's pretty much it. So a lot of fights have been skipped, and that's one of the gripes some people have with One Piece. Like they skip high tier fights, and they build up the hype not to show it. But I think that would be a good opportunity to showcase not the top dudes, but their underlings' abilities. I mean, we've seen a bit of Marco. Maybe we could see a bit of Katakuri and Smoothie because we've seen Marco, we've seen Ace, we've seen Jack, we've seen Jozu, we've seen Vista. Like we've seen a few of their underlings full capacity, not full capacity, but capacities. So maybe a serious fight for once will be a change. And I think it would cause enough chaos for the Straw Hats to one save the Smokes, two, well, leave with Sanji obviously because they'll save the Smokes. Maybe Luffy to smack some sense at the judge because I don't think that even if Sanji saves him, judge is just suddenly gonna go like, "Oh, you're my savior, you're my son, you're not a failure." I think he's still gonna try and hold Seth over him, and Luffy's just gonna have to beat him up, and he's gonna beat him up good. And says if you like try and hurt Zeph, you're gonna have to mess with me, and basically Judge will say like it's not worth it. Basically, like I see him like getting defeated, and then just to save face, say like, okay, I'm not letting Zev go because you asked me to, but because it would be too much of a drag to fight you for just to hurt Sanji. He's gonna play it off as if like he's getting bored of toying with Sanji while basically he just got bitch smacked by Luffy. I think that would be a good way from Oda to show that Luffy is a pirate to be. You should feel threatened by him, and because he's been really goofy in the past, and I think that it's a good opportunity now to make him like stop the goofiness because yeah, he can be goofy. Yeah, it's his character, but like he needs to not grow some balls, but like he's a pirate that's worth 500 million. You should tremble. Like you shouldn't just see him as a scrub. He's continually by big names seen as if he was nothing. Mingo saw him as if he was nothing. Well, he did say I should not underestimate him, but he really viewed him as like just a above the common rabble, but not like really a threat. Crocodile, if you go way back, didn't see him as a threat. Caesar said, "Fuck off! You're not even going to be able to mess with Joker, even less Kaido, and I'm protected, so you're nothing." Hody Jones, that bitch, just what the fuck, like he doesn't inspire fear, and I wish that as the future Pirate King, people called the Pirate King like the devil, like they didn't want him to have a son. Do you think that Luffy really, if he becomes Pirate King, like people are, and his son asks around, "Oh, what if the Pirate King had a son?" You think people are really gonna respond in the same way they did when Ace asked about Roger? I don't think so, but I wish it would happen. So I wish we get a few scenes where we see Luffy, not terrorizing people, but showing that you don't mess with Luffy. And I wish it would come in this arc. I see Pudding uh not getting defeated, but like I see Reiju and Pudding fighting. I see Big Mom and Shinbei, Luffy, Brooke going at it. I mean, you see, Brooke has the ability to hurt the homies. Jinbei controls water technically, so the heavenly fire thing he could like help with it. Luffy's basically immune to lightning, so Zeus could not really affect him. So that tag team could actually do something to the three homies. I'm not talking about Big Mom, but from what we've seen, Big Mom, I think like you need to fight the homies before Big Mom even gets involved. Like she'll use her homies first. So if you fight the homies, that will take a little while. And if you can fight them off for a little bit, and then Sanji manages to resolve the issues he has with the Vinsmoke, so maybe you can escape. And then while you escape, and you're safe and sound, Judge does his thing about like, you should come with us because otherwise I will kill Zeph. And then Luffy just beats them the fuck up on their ship and goes like, you touch Sanji or one of his friends, you're gonna mess with me. I would really like to see that happen. Like they do everything they gotta do, but they just haul ass after. But knowing Luffy, I mean, he did in Dressrosa say, we gotta fight those guys at some point, so fuck running away. But I mean, at the same time, he said that about Fujitora, which was a new admiral he'd never fought before, he'd never heard of before. Well, Big Mom either, but I don't think he struggled against one of his commanders. He went for the Yonkos and he went straight up Gear 40, said like, I can't mess around with you. I gotta go all out from the get-go because I know you're strong. Or no, wait, I'm mixing stuff up. I think he said that against Pacifistas back in Djibouti. But he said something along the line of I must go all out. Oh yeah, Nami told him like, don't go all out right now, and he said like, what the fuck, I can only go all out. So I think Luffy kind of recognizes that they're strong dudes, and you can't just dive straight in head first. Because I mean, if you think about it, Law's been planning for like 2 years basically to take Kaido. So Luffy knows that it's gonna take some time. They had to weaken Kaido first before even attempting to go where he's ruling. That means Wano. They went through Punk Hazard, they went through Dressrosa, all that thinking about Kaido. So I think Luffy kind of recognizes that he can't just go up to a Yonko like that. So I think that for once he's gonna do the smart thing and stall for time for his crew to escape and then leave, as Roger used to do. I mean, Garp said that Garp said that Roger, when you had to defend his crewmates, turned into a beast, and he would never turn his back until his comrades were safe. So I think in a bit of the same way, I think Luffy's probably just gonna stall with Brooke, who's gonna say like, you're gonna need my help if you want to fight her, and he's just gonna go like, okay. And maybe Jinbei, he's gonna try and stall the Big Mom, or maybe not even that. Maybe the rest of the Big Mom family is gonna try and calm her down because she's just gonna go in a fit of rage. Like, forget the Straw Hats or whatever. She's just gonna rage at everything that's in her way, and maybe she rages on her family first because Luffy's far away or whatever. But I really think that Big Mom needs to be stalled during the wedding, because I don't see the wedding being wrecked by Luffy and Sanji without Big Mom reacting in a very, very severe way. So basically, if I had to sum it up, I would say Luffy and Sanji will wreak havoc. We will have the reveal of the conspiracy plot that I think personally is going to be either Smoothie or Katakuri. I can see it going either way, but I'm going to go with Smoothie being the one that's cooperating with Capone. And the Finsmoke family are just gonna be caught up in the middle of it and realize just how utterly powerless they are. Because I mean, yeah, East Blue is the weakest seed, but like North Blue, West Blue, and South Blue, they're not the Grand Line. So the guy wants to conquer North Blue, and he's not even able of doing that. And then he's attempting to like join forces with Big Mom, who's been in the New World for like 20 plus years. I mean, he will have a reality check, like a big one. That's what I assume. And then probably Sanji or Luffy is gonna have to knock some sense into Judge, Ichiji, Niji, and Yonji. Um, and by the way, for the fight with Big Mom, if it's Luffy, uh, it could be Luffy, Ichiji, and Niji because I know they also have affinities with they could be good matchups for the homies, but I think you need Brook because Brook's the only one to ever hurt a homie. So I don't think it will go that way, but it could be with the Vinsmokes and Luffy. And that way Luffy makes another ally, as we all know he's been a master at doing. And maybe he gains another commander on his fleet, maybe an eighth commander or something like that. But yeah, so that's what I think is gonna happen for the rest of Whole Cake. How many chapters I see it going? Maybe 15, which would bring us four weeks a month, 4 chapters, then a break. It's like 20 weeks. So like it will bring us in July. So yeah, I think it's gonna end July, maybe August of 2017, and that's what I think is gonna happen in Whole Cake Island. So if you enjoyed this video, if you agree with me, leave a like. Comment your thoughts on what's gonna happen in the future, and subscribe if you're new. I'm gonna try and do this on a more constant basis than I've been doing in the past few weeks. So sorry about that again. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Be the great out.